The term gharana in Hindustani classical music refers to a group of musicians who belong to a particular lineage and share a distinctive style of music that traces its roots to a particular instructor or region. The gharana system in Madhya Pradesh had emerged sometime in the 19th century as a means by which the musicians could maintain their artistic identity, authenticity, and authority. Each gharana is different from the other. They have their own peculiarities in performance, greater ideology of music, distinctive aesthetics and pedagogy. Perhaps the biggest contributor of the Hindustani classical music is Tansen, who composed several ragas including Bhairav, Darbari Todi, Darbari Kannada, Malhar, Sarang and Rageshwari. These are all considered as the foundation of classical music. Tansen is also considered as the founder of Hindustani classical music. In fact, every school of music that exists today in India tries to trace its origin back to him. Tansen's major contribution is to the Gwalior Gharana of classical music, which is one of the most popular musical gharanas of Madhya Pradesh. It is said that even a child in Gwalior cries musically. The distinguishing feature of this gharana is its simplicity, and the means to its simplicity is the selection of well-known ragas so as to allow the listeners easy identification of the ragas. Raja Man Singh Tomar, one of the patrons of Dhrupad style of music, had founded the Gwalior School of Music where the foundation of the Gwalior Gharana was laid. Raja Man Singh popularized the Dhrupad style by using Braj Bhasha, the popular language, for the lyrics of the compositions, thereby preparing the ground for grooming great musicians like Tansen. Some other popular names associated with this gharana are Ghulam Rasool, Haddu Khan, Nathu Khan and Rehmat Khan. Tansen's name is inseparable from Gwalior as he was the finest musician at the court of the Mughal Emperor Akbar. Even after Akbar, the Mughal courts were dominated by musicians and vocalists from Gwalior who eventually started popularizing the khayal form of singing. These Gwalior singers played a revolutionary role in shifting from Dhrupad to Khayal style by bringing changes to the prevalent style. Ustad Nathan Peer Baksh can be rightfully called the inventor of the Gwalior Khayal style. Gwalior, the heart and soul of music, was considered a shrine by music lovers. Students from across the country came to Gwalior to learn music at the feet of these experts. As they moved out of Gwalior to different parts of the country, they took this form with them and spread it all over India, thereby making the Gwalior Gharana immortal. The history of one of the most famous and oldest gharanas, the Maihar Gharana, dates back to the 19th century when Maharaja Brijnath Singh, the ruler of Maihar, had brought Alauddin Khan from Rampur and had ensconced him as a musician in his darbar. It was during this time, as a court musician, that Alauddin Khan completely reshaped the Maihar Gharana of Indian classical music. His contributions were so fundamental that its creation is often attributed to him and his lineage. According to legend, once an epidemic broke out sometime in the 1920s where many children were orphaned. Alauddin Khan not only brought these children under his care, but he also taught them music and created an instrumental music group called the Maihar Band. Music ran through his blood. At the age of 10, Alauddin had run away from his home only to join a Jatra band later. This experience of Bengali form of theatre exposed Alauddin to rich Bengali folk tradition. After some time, he went to Kolkata and became a student of Gopal Krishna Bhattacharya, following which Alauddin then became a disciple of Amrit Lal Dutt, the music director at Kolkata's Star Theatre. His quest for music took him to Rampur, where he took sarod lessons from Wazir Khan, who was one of the last descendants of Tansen and the court musician of the Nawab there. Through him, Alauddin was given access to the Senia Gharana or the Tansen school of music. His travels and experiences shaped him into a distinguished musician. Alauddin Khan, being a left-handed sarod player, had his unique form of music. While teaching, rather than playing the sarod, he would sing and explain the notes to his students. This made each artist from the Maihar Gharana musically unique and different from one another. The Indore Gharana of music, that traces its roots from the Bhindi Bazar Gharana of Mumbai, was founded by Ustad Amir Khan, who had studied the music styles of Abdul Wahid Khan, Aman Ali Khan, Rajab Ali Khan, and Abdul Karim Khan, and had amalgamated the essence of the styles of these maestros with his own unique approach to music to form the Indore Gharana. Born in a family of musicians, Amir Khan learnt the sarangi from his father, who served at the court of the Holkars of Indore. Upon realizing his inclination towards vocal music, his father gradually devoted more time to vocal training. At a very early age, Amir Khan was exposed to different styles of music, since every musician that visited Indore would visit his house to attend the mehfils that took place on a regular basis. All these gave him the platform to later establish the Indore Gharana. A slow tempo in the ragas, emphasis on melody, and a tendency towards serious and expansive ragas are some of the characteristics of this school of music.